We need a way to fire a company. We need to find a way to popularize the idea of an employment boycott against a company and drive it out of business, or at least cost its stockholders dearly. Whatever company draws the short straw, don't work there. If you have to work there, try to find employment elsewhere. If you do stay only if they pay a lot more than everyone else in the same field. I suppose a first step would be to organize beyond unions into a sector organization. If only there was one big union. There used to be a thing called a consumers' union. People and organizations would join it, and they would only support union orgs. If, say, you worked at a place, and you had a union, and that place wouldn't negotiate with your union, or was treating you unfairly, the entire consumers' union, all the individuals and orgs in that union would boycott that business. I would be happy to fire that up again. A little history. https www.nyhistory.org/blogs/look for the union label. I nominate Walmart and Nestle. Employment boycott against a company. There is a word for this. It's called a strike. Organize beyond unions into a sector organization. There is a word for this. It's called industrial unionizing. Contact your local IWW chapter. They are already working toward this. Get everyone in the IWW, and we can shut down an entire industry until all of its workers are protected. The issue is that there are only like a dozen or two companies total who all own the rest. You literally can't boycott anything without boycotting everything. Think all the people dropping Bud Light for another brand not knowing it's also owned by same parent company. Like you just move your dollar from one pool to the other at the same parent. You did nothing. It's the same nearly everywhere. I mean, it would be nice if we could actually achieve this. Way too many workers, I find, have a fondness for the boot that's simultaneously oppressing them too, though. I like that this post is more than complaining about your job. We have ways of firing companies. Walmart has one of the largest number of employees requiring public assistance, while the owners make about $4 million an hour. I'm sure enough people that shop Walmart are aware of the company's poor moral standings, but that doesn't stop them from shopping there. Unfortunately, I think the best solutions to problems like these would be criminal, because our government isn't designed to combat gaining wealth by exploiting the circumstances of the less fortunate. Not that I would ever recommend doing anything illegal. Just saying there aren't many viable options. The fact that Nestle still exists is proof that it will never happen. We should find out which companies raised prices for no other reason than to take advantage of the whole inflation argument. We see now that they are having record profits. Said it was never because they were affected by the rise of inflation. We should boycott those. It would be funny to see them lose all that money. Quit. There is no better way to fire a company. Quit en masse. The first thing would be to get our healthcare guaranteed as a right instead of tying it to our employment like a third world country. This can kinda work on a small scale. Small businesses that can't retain employees fall apart. People need to stand up for themselves and know when to just walk out. I was the third person to quit a small company due to the owner, and I felt bad for the people that were there 20 years. Wasting their lives for a man that would trade them for 62 cents. The first step is class solidarity. Never gonna happen. Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Get some recruiting and placement professionals on the team, so they can get the staff in the target company equal or better positions elsewhere. while simultaneously crowdsourcing activist efforts to sabotage the company's efforts to replace them, all while publicly demonstrating and boycotting. Employees need to have contracts like they do in other countries. Insane turnovers are already affecting such companies. But in terms of putting them out of business, it will only happen to smaller, unconnected businesses, those that are too big to fail, or supported by something else. Governments, other companies, will continue with the toxic culture, which will put a lot of strain on employees that need to work there. Services like Glassdoor should provide a sort of blacklist for companies, but in reality they don't paint an honest picture. The best option for a boycott is word of mouth. So on those rare occasions that you can, discreetly, ask someone working there what the actual atmosphere is. Go for it. Or ask around. Maybe one of your friends, family knows someone who used to or still works there. This used to exist way back when companies had to have a charter from the Crown to operate, and if the Crown decided they weren't a good company, they'd yank the charter. Of course, this was full of favoritism and cronyism, but the basic idea would be great. There is no company that will treat you right out of the goodness of its heart. Those who treat you right do so because of the competition which others, including those you talk about, create. Which company to start with? I vote Amazon or Walmart.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.